In a dramatic display of nature's power, the town of Cardston in southern Alberta was pummeled by a violent hailstorm on Sunday evening, leaving behind a trail of destruction that residents are still struggling to comprehend. The storm, which began around 8 p.m. and lasted approximately 20 minutes, unleashed hailstones as large as tennis balls, accompanied by torrential rain and fierce winds. The hailstorm was part of a high-precipitation supercell that tracked across southern Alberta, originating near Pincher Creek and sweeping through Cardston before crossing the border into Montana. Meteorologists had warned of severe weather conditions, but few anticipated the sheer intensity of what was to come.
Yeah.
Witnesses described the sound of hailstones crashing against rooftops and vehicles as deafening. Streets were quickly blanketed in white, resembling a winter landscape in the middle of summer. The storm's rapid onset gave residents little time to prepare, and many were caught off guard. Trevor Jones, manager of operations at Cardston, a local auto repair shop, reported an overwhelming number of insurance claims within hours of the storm. One of the insurers had 50 claims already by 10 a.m. Monday, and that's just the beginning, Jones said. A large portion of the town has sustained damage, and the surrounding areas are no better off. Vehicles bore the brunt of the storm, with windshields shattered, body panels dented, and some cars rendered undrivable. Homes were not spared either. Windows were broken, siding was torn off, and roofs were punctured by the relentless hail. Perhaps the most heartbreaking impact was felt by local farmers. Kyle Nish, a Cardston area farmer, lost approximately 3,000 acres of crops in just 15 minutes. "I was excited for harvest," Nish lamented. "It was a beautiful crop, and then it was just gone. I walked out into the field, and the hail was hitting me in the chest. It was definitely golf ball-sized and bigger." The storm not only destroyed crops but also damaged farming equipment, including tractors and irrigation systems. For many farmers, the financial toll will be staggering, with months of labor and investment wiped out in mere moments.
There's the power.
Large tree branches were snapped like twigs, and leaves were shredded by the hail. Streets were flooded with rainwater and clogged with debris, making navigation difficult for emergency responders and cleanup crews. The town's burn pile was open to help residents dispose of natural debris, including leaves and branches scattered across properties. Despite the devastation, the community of Cardston has rallied together. Neighbors helped each other board up broken windows, clear debris, and assess damage. Local businesses offered discounts on repair services, and volunteers organized food and supply drives for those most affected. The town of Cardston's official website posted updates and resources for residents, including cleanup schedules and emergency contact information. The Chinook Foundation held a special meeting to coordinate relief efforts, and the farmers' market proceeded as planned, serving as a symbol of resilience and hope. Environment Canada issued a severe thunderstorm watch for a large swath of southern Alberta, stretching from Calgary to the Montana border and east to Medicine Hat. Meteorologists warned of hail up to 5 centimeters in diameter and wind gusts exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. Fortunately, a warm front is expected to move into the region by midweek, bringing calmer conditions and temperatures in the high 20s Celsius. However, residents remain vigilant, knowing that Alberta's Hail Alley is notorious for unpredictable summer weather. Social media was flooded with images and videos of the storm's aftermath. Photos showed vehicles with shattered glass, fields stripped bare, and streets covered in thick layers of hail. One video captured the eerie sound of hailstones pelting rooftops, while another showed a car submerged in a waterlogged ditch. Darren Howard, a storm chaser, documented the supercell's path across southern Alberta, dubbing it the Hailer and noting its intensity as it overtook Cardston and moved into Montana. For many residents, the emotional impact of the storm is just beginning to set in. The sudden loss of property, crops, and a sense of security has left some feeling overwhelmed. Mental health professionals in the area have offered free counseling sessions, and support groups are being formed to help people process the trauma. Local officials are working with provincial authorities to assess the full extent of the damage. Preliminary estimates suggest millions of dollars in losses, and discussions are underway regarding potential disaster relief funding. Insurance companies are bracing for a surge in claims, and adjusters have been dispatched to the area. People living in parts of southern Alberta were cleaning up again on Monday, after another nasty storm swept through the area on the weekend. On Sunday, the Cardston area, about 90 minutes southeast of Calgary, was pummeled by heavy rain and hail the size of tennis balls that smashed windows, dented vehicles, snapped large tree branches, and destroyed crops. Trevor Jones, manager of operations for Cardston, a local auto repair shop, said a lot of vehicles were so severely damaged they can't be driven until they're repaired. Numbers are still climbing as of 10 o'clock this morning, Monday, July 28th. One of the insurers had 50 claims already, and that's within a 2-hour period. I fully expect that to grow exponentially over the next few days, added Jones. A large amount of the town has received damage and outside and surrounding areas too. The storm also devastated some area farms. Kyle Nish lost about 3,000 acres of crops. The other day I was walking out to the middle and I was walking in spots where it was hitting me in the chest, and it was a nice crop out here. I was excited for harvest, looking forward to it, and then in 15 minutes it's just gone. Nish said some of his tractors and other equipment were also damaged by the hail. I know this was definitely golf ball and bigger, added Nish. In Calgary, while there were no reports of serious hail damage, there was another deluge of heavy rain as thunderstorms rolled through the city during the busy Monday morning commute. According to Environment Canada, there has been 139.6 millimeters of rain that has fallen on the city so far this July, although some volunteer weather stations from the bonus area have recorded 184 millimeters of rainfall this month. The record for July in Calgary is 245.4 millimeters, set in 1927. In 2016, the National Weather Service said 206 millimeters of rainfall fell. On Monday afternoon, a large swath of southern Alberta, stretching from Calgary to the Montana border and east to Medicine Hat, was again placed under a severe thunderstorm watch, with Environment Canada meteorologists warning about the possibility of hail up to 5 cm in diameter and wind gusts of over 100 kilometers per hour. However, there is some relief for rain-weary residents in the forecast. Environment Canada forecasts a warm front to start moving into the province late Monday, and by Wednesday the forecast high for Calgary is 27 C, while in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat it will be around 30 C.
Are they hiding on there? Look at their car with all the leaves on it.